it's Clarissa here again at Enveloper TV, and back by popular demand, we have Janie Smith, otherwise known as the Energetic Health Coach. You'll remember her in past episodes where she came in as our guest expert on everything essential oils, and today she's talking to us about something else that she deals with in her coaching practice, and that is codependency. Who out there has not in some way, shape, or form been in a codependent relationship? So I want to ask Janie a little bit more about what she does to help people that are in these kind of toxic relationships and how is it we can get out of them. So hi, Do.
Hi.
Nice to see you again.
Good to see you again.
So,
thank you for having me back.
You're wonderful, and we love having you. So we are, in some way, shape, or form, at least a huge percent of the population in a codependent relationship.
Yes.
How does that happen to us?
That can happen through childhood and programming, picking up things from your parents, even things from your siblings. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. And so it does, what we do is we create a lot of limitations for ourselves over the course of our life. Mm-hmm. And then we find ourselves in these relationships where you can be married to somebody and it's not good.
Right.
You can be working someplace and have relationships there in your workplace that are toxic.
Right.
You can have toxic relations anywhere.
Right.
And what it does is it creates a disease in the body. And all of it stems from serious lack of self-esteem and self-love and self-confidence.
And that's what I've always said. That's what I always have believed. That's what I teach. That's what I preach. And that is everyone strengthening in some way, shape, or form the way that they can their self-esteem, right?
Yes.
And then that for me has been just reading everything I get my hands on, over a lifetime of how to feel better about myself. And therefore, as I've always said, the better we love ourselves, the better we can love others. So, yes. And with codependency, it's kind of the other way around. We love someone else more than we love ourselves.
Yes. So the codependency would be like the overgiver, the overdoer, the overfixer. And with severe codependency, it's an intense need to take care of somebody else or something else.
Right.
That's part of it. I mean, there's a whole
gamut,
and it snowballs into bigger and bigger things.
Right. So I know that you were mentioning to me, without obviously mentioning names, a client that you were working with recently, and her story is really kind of extraordinary. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. She's in. So the clients that I work with are either getting out of a horrible marriage, or wanting to get out of a horrible marriage, or trying to find the love of their life.
Oh yeah, that. And then there's that.
And not happy with anything that they're finding.
Yeah. And so isn't that also another part? I don't want to interrupt you, but that's another part, the whole happiness piece.
Yes.
Is, you're only as happy as you are in any given moment, and constantly looking for being happier, bigger, better, best, right?
Yes.
Is another really big codependent way of being. And anyway,
yes,
I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and on that note, and then I'll go on with the story. What I like to say is, what you think about, you speak about. What you speak about, you bring about. So part of in my coaching is I help to change your mindset, where your thoughts are, where your feelings and emotions are. A lot of times when you're codependent, you will let your thoughts, feelings, and emotions completely run your life.
Right.
Completely.
Right. So what do we do to stop that?
Well, with my client, I was able to help her look at things from a different perspective and completely view her life and her reality and living from a completely different space.
Right.
And it's really cool. There's a word for this.
Right.
So I took her from the space of depression and anxiety and that wonky energy, and that's where she functioned, to a space of like tranquility, with tranquility that's in motion.
Right. And
Yeah.
what else is possible?
Yes.
And what else is possible? And it's so true how we get ourselves stuck into these patterns and beliefs. And even if we reach out to a family member or a good friend, they're not always giving us the best possible advice. And that's where somebody like you steps in and says, well, wait a minute, because even your friend and your family member are part of the imprint that you're bringing with you for so many years. And when you find yourselves in these life predicaments, it's really time to start looking at things from a whole different perspective. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gotten where you are.
Exactly.
And so the work that you do is really life changing. And great work, and it must be. You must have really feel huge satisfaction.
Oh, I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Like when I can walk somebody to that space of the tranquility in motion, it's like,
Yeah.
yay!
Good for you and good for them, absolutely,
Yes.
and good for everyone around them too.
Yeah, and I actually, my practice is a little bit unique in the sense that I have lived in the space of codependency for a very long time. So I've...
Who hasn't, right?
Right?
I mean, come on, as I said before. So in some way, shape, or form, with someone along your journey, it's
Yes.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it might still be happening, right? Maybe take a look at that.
Yeah, and I found, it was in my marriage, it was in the way I function with my kids, in the way I function with people at work, in every area of my life. I was like, oh my gosh. So what I do in my coaching practice is I also, I work with essential oils and with stones. I'm also a crystal healer. And I make my own concoction. So we have the Angel Magic Spray.
I love Angel Magic. It's so extraordinary. And you created this because why?
I created that because...
It smells delicious.
It's flower essences, gem elixirs, and essential oils. So it's a combination of a few things that have a really high vibration.
Right.
And one of the very quickest ways to get yourself out of an emotional funk is
The angels wanted it back.
is to smell something. And
Smells great.
it's very cool. When you smell something, it goes directly into the brain, and it shifts your
Right.
just like that.
Right.
Yeah, so we have Angel Magic Spray that is actually, it's going to strengthen your energetic boundaries.
The power of scent, and especially through the essential oils that we've been working with, for sure, the doTERRA Essential Oils, again, they're certified pure organic, and they're just extraordinary. I mean, I've been, as you know, the last couple of days, I haven't really been feeling well. And I just sat on the couch. I didn't even go to Thanksgiving dinner with my family, and just sat on the couch and just diffused the oils that I knew I needed to break through. And in fact, I'm feeling much better today. So
Yes.
they are extraordinary. I would even say they're magical because they do magic, essential oils. So if you're not in that space and in that world yet, you really need to be learning a little bit more. So
Yes.
I'll give you some information about how to
And the
do
stones as well.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Stones and crystals have their own unique vibrational energetic magic that it gives you a strength.
Right.
So I'm not switching people from like codependency from one thing to another. What I'm doing is giving them tools to grow their own
So
personal
important.
strength.
So important.
And
So extraordinarily important because the higher we can raise our vibration, the higher it is, the happier you are. Exactly. And so when people are talking about happiness and they think they can change it just like that, there's so much more to what's really happening inside our brains.
Yes.
And so those kind of vibrational energies are really serving us well. So
Yes.
you'd be best served to learn a little bit more about that, and definitely to get with Janie. So how can everybody find you?
They can find me on Facebook at Conscious Creations 14 and also on my website at energetichealthcoach.com.
Because she's the energetic health coach. That's what she does. All right, everybody. So it's great to see you here on Developer TV. Again, keep following us on YouTube. You can find us on enveloper.com. And anything you want to know about the doTERRA Essential Oils, you can find on the enveloper.com site on the right-hand column. Down midway, just click on that and you'll get more information there. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.